Hello students. Today I have taken up one of the story from your Moments Supplementary Reader book. The name of the chapter is In the Kingdom of Fools. First, we should know who is the author of this story. The author of the story is A.K. Ramanujan. About the author A.K. Ramanujan. Attipatte Krishnaswamy Ramanujan, popularly known as A.K. Ramanujan, was an Indian poet and scholar of Indian literature who wrote in both English and Kannada. Introduction. This story, written by A.K. Ramanujan, is a Kannada folktale. What is a folktale? A folktale is a story which is passed on from one generation to another. It is taken from the book Folk Tales from India, written by A.K. Ramanujan. Title of the story. The title of the story is In the Kingdom of Fools, which means the state where people are not wise, they are not intelligent. In the story, the king, his ministers, and his advisors are fools. When this kind of people rule the kingdom, then what all happens has been told in this story. Main characters in the story. These are the following characters of the story: a guru and his disciple, a bricklayer, a dancing girl, a king, a goldsmith, a thief, and a merchant. The story is about a king and his minister who didn't want to run things like other kings. They wanted to be different, so they turned night into day and day into night. They ordered the people to till their field and run their business only after dark and go to bed as soon as it was daylight. One day, a guru and his disciple reached the kingdom. The guru was astonished to see that the people were sleeping during the day and worked during the night. Both of them were amazed by what they saw around them. In the evening, suddenly the whole town woke up. The two men were hungry and the shops were open. The two men bought some provision at the grocery store. To their astonishment, they found that everything cost the same, a single dudu. Here, dudu means it is the name of the currency of that kingdom. The Guru knew that it was not safe to stay in such a place. He knew that it was a kingdom of fools where anything might happen. He told his disciple that they should leave, but the disciple decided to stay on because of the cheap, delicious food. One day, a thief broke into a rich merchant's house. As he was fleeing with the loot, a wall fell on him and killed him. The thief's brother went to the king and demanded compensation. My lord, when my brother was doing his ancient work, a wall fell on him and killed him. The merchant is to be blamed and you must punish him. The king summoned the owner and told him that since it was his wall that had fallen on the man, he was guilty and must be punished. But the merchant said, My lord, I am innocent. I didn't put up the wall. It's really the fault of the man who built the wall. You should punish him. The merchant laid the blame on the bricklayer who had built the wall. When the bricklayer was brought, he pleaded that please listen to me, my lord, before you give your orders. This was because my mind was not on it. I remember very well a dancing girl was going up and down that street all day with her anklets jingling, and I was not able to keep my mind on or eyes towards the wall which I was building. You must punish her. The bricklayer laid the blame on the dancing girl who was walking by and distracted him from his work. When the girl was called and accused, she said, My lord, it's not my fault. I had given some gold to the goldsmith to make some jewelry for me. He made me walk up and down that street by giving his excuses. You must or you should punish him. The king summoned the goldsmith, but he put the blame on the rich merchant. He said, My lord, I am a poor goldsmith. I gave her excuses because I couldn't finish making her jewelry before I finished the rich merchant's order. They had a wedding coming, and you know how impatient rich men are. The king called the merchant, and even though the merchant wailed that it was his father who ordered the jewelry, not him, the king decided that you are the real criminal as you have taken all property of your father, so you should take all crimes of him also. The king decided he was the criminal and ordered his execution. A new stake was prepared. As it was being sharpened, it occurred to the minister that the merchant was too thin to fit the stake. He conveyed this to the king, and it was decided that they would substitute the merchant for any man who fitted the stake. The servants were sent out to search, and they came across the disciple who had fattened himself with good food, and he grew like a street side scared bull. The disciple was brought to be executed. The innocent man prayed his guru for help. The guru visualizes that his disciple is in trouble and reaches to save him. As soon as the guru arrived, he scolded his disciple and then whispered something to him. Then he addressed the king and told him that as a guru is greater than his disciple, he should be sent to the stake first, then the disciple. The disciple pretended to fight with the guru, saying that he should be executed first. The king was puzzled and demanded to know why the guru wanted to die. The guru took the king aside and told him that the stake that had been prepared was the stake of the god of justice, and that whoever was the first to be executed on it would be reborn as king of the place. The next to be put on the stake would be reborn as minister. He added that he and his disciple were tired of leading a life of ascetics and wanted to enjoy themselves as king and minister for a while. The king did not wish to give over his kingdom in the next life, so he postponed the execution for the next day. At night, he and his minister disguised themselves as the guru and disciple, and as arranged by loyal servants, were taken to the stake and executed. Finally, the king and his minister get themselves killed by the stake in place of the guru and his disciple. The people of the kingdom begged the guru and his disciple to become their new king and minister. The guru agreed on a condition that the kingdom would function normally like all other kingdoms did. And they announced that now the day would be day and the night would be night. That's all about this chapter. If you have any query related to this chapter, feel free to ask. Thank you. Stay home, stay safe.